What's going on, everyone? This is Diego Av, and I'm about to show you how I master most of my beats. My main concern is to try to master it for placement. So whether it's sitting to A&Rs or directly to artists, I just want to make sure it's as loud as possible without it distorting. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I'm just going to show you my method and the easiest way for me. First things first is you want to make sure that you are in the loudest part of your song. So for me, it's the hook. So I'm just going to loop it. I have my music grouped, my drums grouped, and my bass separated. One of the most important things is also to make sure that your master fader is at least at 75%. Anywhere in that world is fine. So let me minimize these groups so you'll be able to see it better. So first I'm going to solo the music, and I'm going to just make the music as tight and loud as possible. I use a sausage fattener. It's like a saturation. So I'll bring it up right before it distorts, just so it can be all together. I say that's about right. And mess around with this color. It gives it like some nice bright high end on it as well. So you can hear before and after the difference it makes. So I'm going to do the same thing with the drums. I'm going to push it because I want the drums to sound extremely in your face. I think right until the kick is almost distorted, but it's not, that's where you want to be. I think right about there. That's the difference. Big difference. Together, I'm going to do a quick little blend of the music and the drums. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the bass. Yeah, I'm good with that. And just make sure the bass is up there with the drums. Alright, now let's go to the master fader. Now again, just always make sure you're on the loudest part of the song. Usually it's the hook. So first plugin I'm going to open up is called Neutron by Izotope. It's just the fastest way to find the perfect EQing for the master fader. So I'm going to just play it and let it analyze it. So you can see it's kind of scanning the frequencies to see what's too bright, what's too low, and just does a quick little mix for you. Now I always take this guy out because I don't ever want to cut my low end. I always want my low end to knock. And then I'm going to go to the compressor. Just make sure it's not doing too much. That looks like it's a little too much for me. You just want the compressors to always just kiss it. You don't want it to be too much slamming. That's good right there. And make sure this is always on clean. Sometimes it'll change it to different instruments. Just always make sure it's on clean. And then the next guy is the Ozone 7. So I'm going to go to this multiband compressor. I'm going to look for the frequency that's kind of out of hand. Usually it's the mid-range where I want to kind of control it. Every time you limit, always make sure it's at -0.2, because anything over that you can possibly distort any kind of system in a car, or certain amps can't handle that kind of level. So that's where you want to be at all times. So I'm going to bring this guy down just until it's kissing it where you see the red. That should be perfect. I'm going to go to the maximizer next and make sure same level, -0.2. And I'm going to bring this guy down until I see a little bit of red at the top, just so it's not compressing too hard, just a little bit. So that's a good place to be. So you see the red is just tapping just a little bit. The whole key is to compress little by little using different plugins versus using just one plugin to compress the whole record. You'll see it makes it much louder and much cleaner. And the last guy is the L2. I make sure the ceiling is always at negative 0.2. And I'm going to bring this guy down just right where it's kissing under 0. You could even push it a little bit more. I usually never go under negative 2 on the threshold on this. Now I'm going to take out everything so you can hear what it sounds like before and after. So here's before, and here's after. And that's it. That's how I master my tracks. It's fast, it's efficient. I'm just trying to master my beats quickly so I can knock out as much as possible and still make sure they're in a level where they can compete with everyone else's. So it's loud, it hits really good, and it's not distorting. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and next question, I'll make a video for it. Thanks.